Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to be watching. This is Risco in Tokyo coming at you with, well, I guess everybody by now has heard the news, and I thought I would take a few moments to kind of talk about, how I am about that and what that's going to mean for us. And I figure that's all important enough that I will put my face up on the screen once again. So why don't we go to Meet Space and we'll see you there. And here we are, I guess, in Meet Space. I mean, I don't guess. This is Meet Space. This is where I reside most of the time. Yeah, so did y'all know the news? April 19th, well, April 20th for me, which means that it's pretty much the cruddiest April 20th except for Hitler's birthday, which is probably the cruddiest April 20th in the history of ever. The servers were taken down by Sony pretty much without notice. I think that's what stings the most, is that there was the feeling that it was not hopeless. They're like, oh, we brought back Steve and I, and we're working to get things done, and there wasn't really a lot of more communication, but honestly, has there ever been? And then suddenly, it's, whoa, hey, looks like you ain't got no more servers anymore. Fuck y'all, basically. And that stings. That stings. I hate that. We'll loop back to that, but I wanted to start things off just with a sincere expression of mixed sympathy and appreciation to the greater LBP community, not to the companies and not to the game. Although the game is the tool that has brought us together, but I really want to focus on the people and not the product. And it's been everyone in the community with their ideas and their enthusiasm and their creativity and just throwing everything against the wall, and that's kind of made this what it has been up until now, which is honestly kind of an amazing thing when you think in the rubrics of like online games and active online games, especially with heavily user generated content pushed games, to have this kind of sustained community that is not something like a massively multiplayer RPG online thing. I don't fucking know. I don't do World of Warcraft. You know what I'm going at, though. You know what I'm saying. That it's like a really weird niche thing to kind of continue along for 15 years and become such a part of so many people's lives. I've been, reading the last couple of days, people talking about it on the Tumblrs. I'm not on the Twitters anymore, on the Reddit, and the folks really kind of wrecked by this, and folks that are saying this has been their childhood, this is where they met all their friends, they had all these wonderful experiences, and to kind of have it all tossed away like that, as Sony has done, and that really angers me a lot. Beyond just from an archivist's standpoint, and that this is 10 million levels and plus, because that was the last time they told us it was 10 million levels, but it's probably been more than that. And like, even if you shave off a third of those, like a full third of those as being empty box levels, and maybe like another 20% that are just like whatever kind of deals, but you've got this huge, massive chunk of amateur art. This is like folk art for the digital age. Most of the people that were putting these things together, not professionals, just acting on passion. Sometimes that passion is memes, but that is a thing as well. That's a thing that speaks to the community and where folks are, and this is worldwide thing anthropologists would kill for something like this. And Sony's just like, well, no, fuck you. Oh, it makes me so angry, but it makes me even more angry that you've got all these folks, myself included, who have, you know, invested in this thing, and these, you know, there's not a lot of spaces, shared spaces, that we invest in anymore like this, and then, you know, we're encouraged to do this, you know, just come and, you know, play our game and play, create, and share. I just did the plat for LBP3, and you know, they finish up all the LBPs and they talk about, like, you know, everything's better when you're building things together, and there's this whole community out there that you're going to go out and experience and meet, and it rings so painfully hollow and bittersweet in light of all of this. And I feel like I am incidentally affected because I didn't grow up. I was already 30 when LBP came out. I'm old. I'm old, and that kind of maybe speaks to kind of the slight bit of distance that between myself and maybe the broader community, because the broader community is like pretty young, and it's you know, pretty weird to kind of be hanging out in spaces, you know, with kids that are like half your age when you're a grown-ass adult. So like that hasn't been my childhood, but there's a weird thing, and I've been thinking about this as I, you know, putting my ideas together, what I wanted to say here, and I feel like LBP was a thing I would have yearned for as a child. Thinking about, you know, growing up being very socially isolated just because of the kind of weirdo that I was, and also there's not like a lot of kids that were living on my block, and we moved around a lot, so I didn't really get the chance to make like friends from a super young age. It was always kind of like being tossed into the edge of friend groups, pre-existing friend groups, and trying to, you know, kind of find a niche, oftentimes unsuccessfully. And you know, growing up as a wee gal and in my room playing with Legos and building, I had this whole town that I had built over the course of years. You know, just you get like a set for Christmas, or you get like a set from your uncle for passing an English exam or something like that. And you know, just I had this like wrestling ring with all my OCs and Spider-Man villains and Dick Tracy villains that I'd made myself. There was this guy in Dick Tracy who was like prune face, right? And so I got like a little Lego figurine, and like I chewed up the head so that it would look kind of pruny and wrinkly. But like, if I had LBP and like an online connection and that drive to make something, to build something, but then also to be able to actually share that instead of just being like locked in my room, like that would have been, I think that would have blown my mind as a kid. So I can really dig these kids who are saying like, this was childhood for me, this is what I grew up with, and it's kind of secondhand gutting to watch them experience that loss, and it makes me so angry. Like, I'm not really sad. I mean, I am sad. I'm sad from, like I said, an archivist standpoint, and because I'm not, like, LBP gave me the opportunity to do something that really clicked with me in a niche that makes it almost impossible for me to expand upon anymore without the community. I loved making those videos. Having that schedule and making videos and like engaging with what other people had made in this particular format. Like, I don't want to review games. I don't want to review movies. Like, there's people that do that. There's people that, like, that's their jam. And my jam was LBP community levels, and having that structure of making these videos like every week and every day when we got to the archive standpoint, and and having that as like a structure in my life, because sometimes, you know, when things are really bad, if you haven't experienced poor mental health, mental illness, severe depression, sometimes like you need those patterns just to get through, like just the thoughtless habit patterns. And the fact that I was doing something that was fulfilling and that I could look at and see where I'd improved from older videos and older reviews, and like how I was engaging with things. And so yeah, like I am also personally kind of, you know, I'm in my feelings about this. I do feel some kind of ways. I feel kind of sad about this, but above all, I feel pissed off. Like, I am really pissed the more that I think about it. And I've been thinking about it for like a couple of days now. Yeah, so that's where I am. That's where I am. But where are we? And that's kind of the problem of it. The streams aren't going anywhere. You know, we'll still be doing the streams on schedule. I've told folks that when we did that LBP kind of in memoriam, that wake stream that we did a couple days ago, that, you know, we'd still be doing create mode stuff, because it's very, like, it's a very chill vibe, and sometimes I need that. But we're probably going to cut it back to 2 Fridays a month instead of every Friday, just because it feels like it's a little bit hard to justify doing every week, just kind of bumming around in create mode, which kind of sucks, but like I do feel like that is best. So the streams, the VODs will still be up. I know that the VODs are not something that people really watch, and, you know, whatever, like hardly anybody's been watching my stuff, so it's like, it's not like I'm gonna worry about losing the 20 viewers that I might have gotten on a review and have it drop down to 4, because like I was sitting at 4 viewers for a long time anyways. So like 4 to 20, they're both pretty great numbers when you're like just pretty tiny. Like, I'm pretty okay with either. But as far as like videos, the LBP archives, Little Bite Size Archives, Little Bite Size Planet, like the archives I really can't do anymore. I know that there's private servers. I am on Beacon. That's one of the things that has kind of tempered my sadness about this, because like for me, creating was something that I really, really enjoyed in like the game. If I wasn't making videos, even before I was doing video work, like I would always I'd bounce back on and off from LBP. Other games would come out and it would take my attention, but I'd always bounce back, and what I bounce back to is create mode. And I'd sit and spend hours in create mode just making stuff. So many times I tried to make that freaking kanji school. I tried it in LBP 1. That super didn't work. I tried it in LBP 2. It crashed my system, corrupted my profile. I think it was a danger to anybody who played it, because I did get it uploaded, and then I had to take it down because I was afraid that it would screw up somebody else's system. And then in 3, and we all saw it happen in 3. Yeah, like, I can create in Beacon, and I can publish in Beacon, but I can't record on Beacon. I don't have a laptop, even if I had a capture card, because capture card is, I mean, it's not cheap, but it's something I could probably swing. But like my laptop, it's old, it's not in great shape. It starts to go cross-eyed with strain if I ask it to like chew bubblegum and walk at the same time, metaphorically speaking, because it doesn't have a mouth, and I'm pretty sure it doesn't have legs. But metaphorically speaking, if I ask my laptop to do like more than one thing at a time, like you can hear the gears grinding on the inside of it. So until that's like addressed, then it's not like I can't record to the degree of quality that I would want for archive work or for review work, and that really sucks. I can throw stuff up periodically, like just, if I'm making new kind of diorama. Can't really call them sets anymore because I'm not recording in them, but if I make a new diorama, I can record that through the PS4. I still got to go through some of my old hubs and do like a Little Bite-Sized Planet look at some of the background of those hubs. But like, yeah, as far as new LBP content that's not streams, we're gonna grind to pretty much a halt, and I hate it. Like I do. This has been something that I've loved doing for the last since 2016. I don't want to do the math. It's been a number of years now. It's been a big part of my life. It's been something that in really bad times, like I said before, just having the, like, this is my schedule and this is what I have to do and this is just like the weekly stuff. Like having that in my life, you know, has been sometimes very, very stabilizing, and I hate to say goodbye to it, but it's just gonna have to be, because like getting a new computer, like a new box is gonna run like $10,000. Oh, not the computer. That's a different kind of box. Trans jokes. But so yeah, like I don't expect to get a new laptop or a new computer anytime soon, which means I don't expect to do recording anytime soon. That's the long and the short of that. I really should put a pin in it, because I've been going on for like 16 minutes, and I don't think that anybody really needs to or wants to listen to me for that long. I started with a rant, but then I got to appreciation, and I want to give more specific appreciation the best I can. I didn't write up a list because I am not organized. As you could probably guess, my life is not organized, but I do want to like specifically try to thank some of the LBP folks who have been in my life for the past couple of years. We've got Little Big Des, who was around from the beginning. She's a wonderful gal, and her family in the UK. It's been a pleasure to know and have her come in to chat periodically. We've got Pirate Queen Evelyn and Mind Planet 84, both of whom are wonderful folks and have kind of, to a small degree, grown up in the empty room, or at least spent some of their youth in the empty room, and it's touched me that a lot that I have been able to be hopefully a positive impact on their lives. Hirunda, our gunsmith Hirunda, who is, again, just everybody I'm going to talk about is wonderful. Like start and stop it right there. Everybody, I wouldn't be thanking you if you weren't wonderful people, but he's been great. He's been an inspiration, and someday he may be an inspiration to many, many more as he trods the limelight. Stage, boards, gonna be an actor, that boy. Maybe just community, but still, you can inspire people in your community. I should goddamn well hope. Got, hello, Brain Meats. Please, now, I need you to help me. Supum. Known Supum, maybe just about a year now. Supum is somebody who I've really looked up to. I respect a lot. He's made a huge positive impact in my life, in the short time that I've known him, and I'm so glad. Like, this is the things, like, this the random people that I have met through doing LBP has just been, it floors me, honestly. And last but very much not least, partner in crime. They're from The Jump. They're from Say Go. Chronos 453, who has just been one of the coolest people that I've known, as I said, has been supporting me and doing mod work for me. Free? Chronos, like, I can't pay you, but you should charge. Is somebody who I've been able to watch grow as an artist, who I was able to appreciate some fantastic and stellar level design, and I'm glad at least we got some of that archived and we've got that really big, chunky video on Chapter 0. You go watch that. I know it's an hour long, but it's real good, because Chapter 0 is real good. But yeah, Kronos, thank you so much. Thank you for being here with me this whole goddamn time. There's so many people that I should have thanked, but those are, I think, the folks that are most immediately close to me through LBP, parts of the empty room, and of course the other empty room folks, but like this is LBP's time, so I'm just focusing in on the LBP folks. To all the creators whose work that I've looked at over the past 8 years, to everybody who's dropped a line in on a video or in a Reddit thread, to all the amazing artists on Tumblr, y'all have been just absolutely fucking killing me with the sad sack things. I mean, I feel it. Believe me, I do. To all of y'all, thank you so much. It's really all I can say, I think. So I'm gonna put a pin in it here. I'm just gonna pin this fucker. From me, Isko, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you. Arigato. Sayonara. See you. And ciao.